Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and Dennis. Welcome to another episode of the Ages of Rock podcast. I think this is episode number 336, but I wasn't smart enough to look before we started the show.
Well, I have 335 written down, but because I have you Ron Young, which was our last one of 2020.
Was he 334? Hello,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 335.
In the first episode of 2023.
And in the first episode of 2023, we're going to talk about 2022.
Yep.
Which is earlier than what we did this last year, because last year we did it at the end of January.
Did we do it?
It was late.
I couldn't tell you what happened last week, let alone
I've
a
slept
year
since then,
ago. If it doesn't show up in my Facebook memories, I have forgotten it.
Exactly.
So it's Facebook. So I made bacon earlier, and so I can't see shit out of my glasses. So it's like I'm trying to get.
What do you
a
put your
muffin.
face right up on the skillet when
No,
you're frying bacon?
I had tested, Bill. It's every time I use,
Goes
especially
everywhere.
if I use that Blackstone, I gotta go.
I just use the old. I just did something crazy and used a stove and a skillet.
Yeah, see, I don't want that shit all in my house, in the house, and grease everywhere.
You don't want your house smelling good. That's what you're saying.
I do it out in the garage.
That's what she said.
Oh, I thought it, but I was going to let it slide.
All right.
No sense in doing that. No
So-
sense in it.
How do we
All
want to
right.
start this shit show?
I don't know.
Well, let's start with deaths.
All right, you want to start with this? There's a bunch of them. This is a big year.
Oh,
So I'm
start
gonna
with
blow
this.
through these. I'm gonna go through I just got a list here, and I'm gonna kind of go through the ones that we know. Michael Lang, he was the creator of Woodstock. He died in January. And if I miss some people, I'm just not.
Just read
Ronnie-
the list, dude.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Burke Shelley, he was. I don't even know. He was some. I don't know. Ronnie Spector, we know her. She passed away this year.
We do.
Meatloaf, of course, he passed away. That was in January. Still says here the cause of death has not been revealed. That's kind of odd. Don Wilson, he was part of the Ventures. He died this year. Let's see. Johnny Zazula, he was the founder of Megaforce Records. That was a big force, and
Yeah, was.
with Ace Frehley and all these people were King's X.
that
and
little band
Fozzy.
called Metallica, maybe?
Metallica. Ian McDonald, he was the founder of King Crimson and Foreigner, died from cancer in February. Big John Hart, who we know very well. We've met many times at the KISS conventions, had a booth actually right next to him. He passed away.
I feel bad
And,
for him because, he did that fundraiser to do that book, and then that fundraiser company went under and took everybody's money.
Yeah. so he
Unlike
never
some
got
other
to-
people who just took people's money.
Yeah. No, it was a bad situation for him. The book never did come out, did it? He was never
No.
able to put it up now. So anyway. All right. So Gary Booker, he was the Procol Harum singer and pianist. He died. Screaming Trees frontman Mark Lagaine, he died. Let's see. Nick Tesco, he was the former punk group, The Members. He was a frontman. Taylor Hawkins, of course, passed away. Jordan, he was a punk icon. I don't know anything. Or she, actually, her real name was Pamela Rook. She died at 66. Chris Bailey of the Saints, an Australian punk band, he died this year. Sylvia Lancaster. I don't know. She was the mother of another person. Anyway, I'm trying to. They've got some stuff in here that
This is like random stuff, dude. I've never even
No,
heard of half these people.
I know. Well, this is a big list. So Ree Styles, he was from the Tubes. He passed away. Randy Rand, he was a founding member of Autograph. He died in April. Rick Purnell, he was actually the drummer in Spinal Tap, the movie. He didn't die of any bizarre circumstances. I think he just passed away. Okay, and then see from the punk band D-Generation, Howie Pyro.
Oh, really? I like them.
Did you? I've never heard of them guys.
Yeah, they opened for somebody one time. I thought it was Kiss maybe on a tour, and
really? D-Generation
maybe
died. It was
yeah,
It was a New York glam punk band.
yeah, they were pretty cool.
Died of pneumonia and liver disease. So
I had two of their, I think I have two of their CDs.
okay, so Ricky Gardner, he was a guitar player for Iggy Pop and David Bowie. He passed away this year. Ben Jealous, the guy who wrote Chariots of Fire and performed that, he died this year.
Oh, Vangelis. I thought you said Ben Jealous. I'm like, what you been jealous about?
Ben Jealous. Let's see. Let's
We're
go
probably
through
both
here.
mispronouncing it.
I know. Alan White, the drummer from Yes, he passed away this year. Andy Fletcher from Depeche Mode, keyboardist, he passed away. See, Ronnie Hawkins, he was a influential rockabilly guy. He passed away. Let's see, I'm trying to go through here. Ken Kelly, of course, he was the guy who painted the Destroyer painting and the Love Gun painting for Kiss and other people.
Who I met. He autographed my picture.
Yeah, you got cool. That went up in value.
Yep.
Alec John Such from Bon Jovi, the original bassist, he passed away this year. Jim Seals from Seals and Croft, and or did I say that right?
You know who his brother was?
You told me, we talked about this. And I don't remember what it was.
The England Dan from England Dan and John Ford Coley.
That's right. Wow, two yacht rockers in the family. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Brent Tuggle, who was a keyboardist for Fleetwood Mac and David Lee Roth, he died of cancer this year. Bounding Nazareth guitarist Manny Carlton, he died this year. Michael James Jackson, who produced a bunch of stuff and also produced some stuff for Kiss, he passed away this year. Paul Ryder, he was a band called Happy Mondays, he passed away. Let's see, Cole Harkness for the band Spider. I don't know who this. Half these people I don't know. Nick Moore, he was with a band called Samson. He passed away. Steve Grimmett, who was the singer for Grim Reaper. If you guys remember that old video from MTV, they always put
See You in Hell.
Yep, See You in Hell. Jerry Allison, who was a drummer for Buddy Holly's band, the Crickets, he passed away. Goddamn, how old was he? He would have been.
I would say he'd been in his late 70s or early.
I was going to say, it doesn't say who, it didn't give us. He was 82. Yeah. There you go. Let's see. I'm going to keep going. John Hartman, he was a founding and original drummer for the Doobie Brothers, died this year. Jerry Lee Lewis, of course, passed away this year. D.H. Peligro from the Dead Kennedys drummer, died this year. Dan McCafferty, Nazareth's co-founder and former frontman, died this year. So that's two people from Nazareth that died this year. Let's see. I'm just trying to go through here. There's a couple ones. Christine McVie, of course, she passed away here recently. Let's see. I should have had these knocked down to. I don't know. See. I think that's it. That's all I can find in there.
Well, I have a last minute addition. I saw on the news last night that Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters passed away. Yeah, I guess she had been battling cancer for a while. I know.
Didn't one of the other sisters pass away?
One of the other Pointer Sisters passed away earlier this year, I'm pretty sure, or it might have been late 2021.
I think it was last year. So they're down to one.
So it hasn't been that long, and I think there were maybe 4 original Pointer Sisters, and three of them are gone now.
Oh, okay. I thought
because there was one that died several years ago.
Right. Well, I'll be damned. Huh. Interesting. But anyway, we almost said we hate seeing people go. I did see there was a thing, kind of a caveat to this. I saw a press release from the Foo Fighters. I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, I saw
that. Talked about basically, hey, basically just hang with us. We're going to come back. It was a big loss to lose Taylor, but they are going to come back. They'll be a different band. They never did mention who's going to be in the band, but they are. Looks like, I mean, they're not going to. I thought maybe that was going to be the end of it, or there'd be something completely different, but it looks like it's going to continue. That's a money machine. They're going to continue that. So,
well, I mean, not only is it a money machine, they have a huge fan base.
oh yeah. And so I'm hoping.
Honestly, I would like to see, and I have no influence in this whatsoever, but I would love to see Taylor's son fill that spot.
He's too young, I think, to put him out on a touring schedule like they've got. That would be just. I mean, Dave did. I mean,
it worked for Wolfie.
That's true too. Yeah. Well, anyway, but yeah, I like to see him come out. I hope they take this chance to start making some better music. But because I haven't liked the last two albums.
Hey, every band has to put out their Elder or their Unmasked. Come on now.
They've had two of them, so let's get Butch Vig back there, help you do some.
Oh my goodness!
These odd producers you've been bringing in. Okay, so anyway,
so that was going to be my comment. They can bring whatever drummer they want, but if they don't change the music from the last couple records,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
And I'm, like I said, I've been one of the biggest fans that they've got, and I've not been happy though. So anyway, I'm still hanging in there though. So,
well, deaths are over. Now let's move on.
All right, let's brighten up the thing. Do you guys get anything for Christmas? Anything music related over Christmas? We haven't talked since then.
We did not exchange gifts for the past couple of years. We haven't exchanged gifts or done anything like that. And honestly, our holidays you couldn't get any more low key than they were, because Ian and Alex didn't come home. So basically Christmas Day, a couple of friends invited us over to their house for brunch. So we went over their house and ate brunch and watched them open gifts, and then we came home and took naps. Pretty good Christmas.
Sounds like a rough day.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, each of us had a couple of mimosas, so that helped with the nap a little bit.
Yeah,
there you go.
But I got New Year's Eve. I was asleep by 10:30. Yeah,
we were home by 11.
Yeah, we started watching a movie on Netflix, and it was terrible. So it was still too early to go to bed. So we started watching the series 1899, and it's kind of a weird thing. We're 2 episodes in, and I have a funny feeling that either we won't finish it or she won't finish it. But I'm going to watch it at some point, whether she wants to or not.
Yeah.
But I've also got I have a Plex Media server here at home, and at night when I go to bed, I usually can't go right to sleep, so I got the WKRP series, so I copied it off of my DVDs and converted it to MP4 format, and the Plex thing has it all organized by season and episode number. So I'm about halfway through season 2, so I usually watch about 2 episodes a night. It's kind of cool, because I never got to see WKRP, in the late 70s and early 80s, because that's not anything my mom would have wanted to watch. But a lot of people complain that they have a beef with the WKRP because some of the original music that was played on the show was taken out. But, that has a lot to do with music licensing. For me personally, I don't know what songs they played, so I don't know what I'm missing. So I just enjoy the show for what it is.
That's a pretty good idea. I haven't gone back and watched some of those old stuff. I mean, you watch Seinfeld every now and then, or old Friends episodes, stuff like that. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool to go back and watch.
The other day there was a one of our channels, I forgot which one it was. They've got like the Happy Days and Three's Companies and stuff like that. And it'd been years since I've seen Happy Days. I'd kind of like to actually go back and watch those again, because they're kind of fun.
The funny thing is, when you watch those stuff, you kind of go, they could never do any of that stuff now.
It's funny that you say that, because Les Nessman, I think, is kind of scared of Venus Flytrap, and he keeps calling him Negro, and it just cracks me up because, back then that was a common phrase.
Yeah.
And, Venus is like, why don't you just call me Black? Venus is like, because you're a Negro. But it is pretty funny to see how I hate to use the word politically correct, but it's that's exactly what it is. How the politically correctness spectrum moves around all the time.
Yep.
And I just can't wait. And I hope I'm still alive in another 40 years when all of the people who have canceled everything start getting canceled themselves.
Oh, that'll happen. Trust me.
I think some of us have already canceled some of them.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you. I can tell you I have. A few of them like,
Bill, did you get anything good? Did you get anything good for Christmas?
I got a couple of records. I got the Prince Prince hits. So I bought those 3, and whenever they came in, Lisa confiscated them for Christmas. Cool. So I got that. I got the Cheap Trick Greatest Hits, cool. And the other one was Darius Rucker. And the Darius Rucker record. I mean, I know you guys aren't too much in the country, and I know that Alan is, but the Darius Rucker record is really good. It's a number ones from Walmart thing, but man, it's really that's one of the few records I've gotten that front to back is really, really good. And I did get one other one I picked up on my own, which is a band called Casting Crowns. They're a religious band and
contemporary Christian music.
Contemporary Christian, yeah, and it's really good. I love that record when it first came out, and had never seen it on vinyl. We were at Walmart and they had it, and I snagged it, and I'm like, I'm buying it.
Cool. Speaking of, I want to interrupt you here for a second. Speaking of contemporary Christian music, did you guys see where Michael Sweet had posted the picture of him and King Diamond at some festival? And the people just kind of in general piss me off. How can you possibly take a picture with King Diamond? Blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up and let the dude live his life.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Yeah.
Well, but to your point, it's like, so what?
It's an act. It's all an act. He's probably the nicest person that's ever walked down the. Alice Cooper is a Christian. Alice Cooper, if you really want to talk a religion, he'll sit and talk to you about it. All this thing is it's a big
right. Look at Alice Cooper songs. I Love the Dead,
right?
Cold Ethel, which is about necrophilia,
right?
All kinds of shit.
It's an act. It's just an act, dude.
I know. Some people just too fucking self-righteous. Get over yourselves. Back to Bill's Christmas.
I'm done. No. I didn't get anything. Like I said, we kind of do the same thing around here. We don't do Kelly and I. We don't we buy ourselves shit through the year.
That's the same thing with me and Laura.
Kelly did snag a PS5 about a month ago, and was just in GameStop, and she went, "You guys don't have any PS5s by chance, do you?" And he goes, "We got 4 of them in right now." And she goes, "I'll take one." So she bought one, and then we waited till Christmas to open it up, and Max hasn't touched it. I've been burning it up playing my Call of Duty. So.
I did get $100 Ticketmaster gift card. So that'll buy like a lawn seat.
Buy you half a ticket.
Yeah, I got some cash to buy some records, and then our dryer went out, so I'll be buying a new board for it and a thermistor.
There you go.
We did get some miscellaneous gift cards from other people,
right?
But other than us exchanging gifts between ourselves, we didn't.
Right. I haven't even looked at records. I haven't been to the store. I haven't been out. I've been just kind of been here, been doing some cleaning, going through some shit. Taking stuff to Goodwill, that kind of shit. So,
yeah. Well, if we go to Walmart, I usually stop by and look, but there's no record shop here in town to look at anything. So,
right.
Well, speaking of records, I got that record player here a while back.
Yeah.
The only thing that I have played on it is I gave you guys that little audio clip sample. I found that the very top 45 on Laura's got a big spindle of 45s that she had when she was a kid. The very top one was Thunder Island by Jay Ferguson. So I played that one. And then I've got a record that I've had since like 89 or 90 that I paid like $1 for. That is the Blues Brothers Alive thing.
Right.
So I played Rubber Biscuit on it, and then I flipped it over and played Soul Man. And other than that, I haven't touched that thing.
How do they sound?
I mean,
that's not too bad.
No, they don't sound well. The 45s are kind of in a little rough shape because Ian like to play with those, and
frisbees.
Nobody takes care of records like they ought to. But
it's true.
Well, now some people change, but I was one of those.
The Blues Brothers record is in really good shape because the guy that I bought it from, he basically was converting all of his, he had a big record collection, and as he would buy whatever on CD, he would sell a record for $1. So at one point I bought his entire Eagles collection. I bought the Blues Brothers record. And I had some other miscellaneous records that I bought from him. And I don't know why I bought them, because I never did have a record player and I never played them. I just carried them around for 30 years. Finally gave them away, and now I have a record player and nothing to play. But that doesn't mean I want a bunch of records, because even if I got them, I very seldom take them out. But I did hook that thing up to my sound system, my PA that I gig with, and
right.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So I guess it has a preamp built into it, because I didn't have to run it through a receiver or anything.
Yeah.
Phone output.
I saw they have one that looks like a jukebox. It's actually it plays LPs and 45s, but it's a jukebox. It looks like a jukebox. It's got like the the fluid that goes through a jukebox, kind of thing. It's kind of neat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But it's a record player at the top. It's kind of cool. Wonder what it sounds like, though. That's what's important.
They're probably subpar quality, I would think.
Yeah, who knows?
You're not getting a good style. The thing is, it doesn't matter. It's the stylus you put on it. Even the ones I buy, those Orbits, you can go from a $90 stylus to a $500 stylus. It's what you want it to sound like. So it is. It's I went kind of middle of the road, so I don't know what it could sound like, but mine sounds fine.
Completely.
So if anybody wants to buy Dennis a $500 stylus,
I don't think it's. To be honest, I can't see that they're going to be that much difference. To be honest, you get to a certain point, I don't.
Well, even as a sound guy,
right?
Some of those subtle differences from this piece of equipment to this piece of equipment doesn't make that any difference to my ear.
Right.
Yeah. So some people, I think they're full of shit when they say, "Oh, I heard that little half a decibel nudge that you made." No, you didn't.
So, well, these things, I know when you look at these needles, they'll have descriptions, and it's basically, some are better for like listening to classical music. I don't believe that shit. It's just, I pick a middle of the road price stylus and say it's not the worst and not the best.
There you go.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. So those of you who think that I'm full of shit, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
Bitch at me if you want.
We all are.
It's a new year, but nothing's changed. We're still the assholes.
I shared a meme with the guys in my band that said "New Year, New Me," and on one side of it, it had the music scale with the C sharp on it, and then the music scale next side to it was the D flat. For those of you who don't read music, it's the same fucking note.
Right. Exactly.
Essentially.
That's funny.
Anyway, what else we got?
I don't know. What else we got? What are we going to talk about?
What concerts did you see this year?
You want to go? Let me do my list, because it's fucking severely short.
That's what she said.
It's not the only thing.
Yeah. 2022. Yeah, it's the short year. Anyway. No, I saw basically, oh man, 2 turds and 1 decent one, I guess it was. Well, actually, 1 was a turd. I did see Marshall Tucker, which Marshall Tucker was a turd, but Dave Mason was really good, so that made up for the difference on it. Then we just recently saw Daryl Hall, and he was good, but of course,
Todd Rundgren.
Yeah, Todd Rundgren was a turd, so that kind of equaled out again. And then, of course, I went with Bill to see Louder Than Life in Louisville the night that Kiss and Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie, and saw some really good bands there that night. That was pretty cool. Saw some people I'd never seen before. And
now y'all were there for the whole thing, weren't you?
It was a long ordeal.
Just the day, one day,
right?
Just the day.
That's what I'm talking about. Brian
got there at noon and then stayed till fucking midnight, and it was.
Yeah, Brian and I got there. Sevendust had already started playing. I think it was Sevendust. Chevelle, maybe. Sevendust or Chevelle, one of them had already. Oh, it was Sevendust, I'm pretty sure.
The time we got back to the car, my dogs were barking, and they were about twice the size as American dogs. My ankles were swollen. I was just miserable. Yeah. Well, we know what we need to do if we go back to that thing next year. We'll be in the parking lot a lot longer.
Wear comfortable shoes.
Well, I wore comfortable shoes. It's just a matter of just
not going so early.
Yeah, not go so early.
Yeah. Dennis, you also saw Accept.
Oh, that's right. I did. I forgot all about that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Point out any other ones. I was thinking bigger venues. That's why I wasn't thinking about that. So yeah, I did. I'll have to write that down. That was a great show. That was a fucking awesome show.
It was.
We enjoyed that because that was right after Louder Than Life, actually, the week after, wasn't it?
Okay, I'll run through my list.
All right. Bill's big list.
Yeah. Okay, so these are in pretty much in order of how I saw them because I actually put dates around them. So I've never done that before, but we'll see.
All right, Kane being organized. Good Lord.
Well, I did it because I wanted to see how many I'd actually went to because I knew I was going to a bunch, and I just wanted to see how it was going to work out.
There you go.
All right. Here I'll just like January. Kane Brown, Jeff Tate, the Mavericks, Hairbangers Ball. February, Theory of a Dead Man, the Rock and Roll Residency. That was the last hurrah thing at the Mercy Lounge. I think I went to that. I don't think you went to that. I took some friends down.
That's right. I didn't.
Other friends. I'm sorry.
I wasn't able to go. I wasn't able to go to that.
Yep. March. Daughtry with Tremonti and Maggie Rose. Maggie Rose, somebody we've had on the show, but Judd. We've had Judd on the show a couple times, so he's our bass player. April, I saw. Let's see, March. April, I saw Bon Jovi. Talked about that the other night. That was still a horrible show. In May, I saw Journey and Toto, Hairbangers Ball. We went to see the Kings of Chaos and Rick Springfield and Morris Day in the Time at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Kings of Chaos was, I can't remember who they were, a bunch of metal people. And I know whoever I say, I'm going to miss somebody. So I'll just leave that alone. June, one show, which was Hairbangers Ball in Franklin. July, Keith Urban, Chris Stapleton, Eagles Tribute Band, and Blackberry Smoke. August was Keo Wetzel, and he's a country guy, and Pat Benatar, and then we went to the arena show with Joan Jett, Poison, Motley Crue, Def Leppard. September, Louder Than Life, except that was a good week. Went to Louder Than Life on week. Yeah, it was a good week. Louder, they were like 2 days apart. October saw Sawyer Brown and Carrie Underwood. In November saw Blackberry Smoke again. It was a last minute show. And in December went to see Pentatonics for Christmas.
Right. What was your favorite one of the year?
Actually, it was really good.
No, I'm saying
what was my favorite one?
Which one was your favorite of the year? And I know what your worst one was.
Yeah, my favorite one of the year probably. Man, it's a toss up, to be honest. Keith Urban was really, really good. Much better than I expected. Accept was great. That was just a great show. A lot of fun. Carrie Underwood was really good. And Blackberry Smoke, Pentatonics. I saw quite a few good shows. Okay. The only show that I saw that was really not a good show was the Bon Jovi show. Right. Everything else was pretty good. Bon Jovi was just
even the Motley Crue.
Well, I saw Poison and Def Leppard, which is who I really wanted to see. So the answer's half. It was half really good.
There you go.
Because we left at Motley Crue. We left.
That's true.
After about 3 songs.
That was a good thing.
Yeah. After about 3 songs, I went, yeah, I'm done with this.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Saw you and it was a lot better.
There you go. Well, good. Alan.
Well, I'm probably going to miss some because I don't really keep track of what's going on in anything. But I know Brian and I went and saw Alice Cooper at least once. I did see Kiss and Alice Cooper and Body Count and all of those guys at Louder Than Life on the same day that you guys went. Brian and I also went to see Rod Stewart in Nashville. That was a fantastic show. The following week on Thursday, I had gone to Deer Creek or Ruoff or whatever they're calling it to see the Doobie Brothers, which was a fantastic show. It's really hard for me to pick which one of those 2 shows were better because they were both so good.
Right.
And then the next day I went to Cincinnati and saw Classless Act and Joan Jett and Poison and Def Leppard and Motley Crue. And Unfortunately, Def Leppard closed the show, so I had to sit through Motley Crue. Well, I mean, which was fine. It still had a good time. I can sing along just as badly as Vince can, so there's that.
Right.
Gosh, I cannot remember all the shows that I went to. I know there were more. Did we go to any shows together?
I don't think so. No. Not this year.
No.
I said unless you went to see Marshall Tucker, Daryl Hall, or
negative.
Except that's only, we did go to Louder Life and we saw you up there, but that was it. Yeah, this year I didn't get out much.
Laura and I went and saw something at the center here in Evansville. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Who did you? Who
I'm trying to remember? I remember you talking about it. I don't remember.
Oh, it was that the Book of Mormon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the musical.
We went and saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, according to Laura, since I didn't see it when its original run, they have basically kind of given in to the politically correctness and kind of tamed it down some.
Oh, it was funny when I seen it. I seen it when it was fresh.
That's too bad.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't see it's kind of like watching WKRP. I don't know what I missed because I didn't see it the first time.
I did go see a Broadway show too. I went and seen that.
You saw some Evansville Philharmonic stuff too.
I've seen a ton of those, but I didn't count those. What the hell was it we saw? Something Town. Anyway, it's all over to Fox. But anyway, I can't remember the name of it.
Small Town, a tribute to John Mellencamp.
I'll just go ahead.
Pause.
I was going to holler at Max, but he's out of shouting distance, so he wouldn't told me.
Hey, it's not if you shout loud enough.
I know. Shout it out loud.
Shout it.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I guess Kiss is
You think they're going to end this year?
No, I do not.
Do you think they're ever going to end?
I swear to God, y'all, it started out as the end of the road tour, and it's going to end up the Road Never Ends
tour. The only reason
it already is the Road Never Ends tour.
Well,
the only reason they'll ever stop is the Grim Reaper is going to step in, and
2023 is the 50-year anniversary. Yeah,
and it'll be done at that.
2023 is the 50-year anniversary of them really getting together and becoming Kiss. So,
right.
Yep, I agree.
It's time. Just stop. Just please stop.
Yeah, but you're going to go.
I told you I will tailgate at the last show if possible. I'm not going to go in.
You say that now. Let's write
You're
this
such a liar. You say it every year. Every time.
I'm not going in it. I'm not giving Gene any more money. I'm done.
Right. Somebody will buy you a ticket.
Somebody buys me a ticket. Okay. But I'm personally not going to spend no more money. Man, I've seen that show. I've seen that set list. I've seen everything. I've seen that bomb go off. I've seen everything.
It's not about that.
I've seen Eric playing a fucking.
It's not about that.
Play a piano for how many times now? I'm done. I'm really done. Yeah. I did enjoy the Louder in Life, but it was a shorter show. Well, 4 songs shorter, and it was all the other people that we saw. And that was the first time. No, I take it back. It's the first time I've seen him outside with the makeup. I saw him once. I saw him during Hot in the Shade.
That was
my first outside show that I ever saw with makeup.
I was going to say it was mine too, but I forgot that I took Ian in 2004 and saw them at Starwood Amphitheater in Nashville on the.
Yeah, I saw the Rock the Nation tour.
I think it was the Rock the Nation tour.
Yeah, I saw that. The Aerosmith
tour. That must have been right at the end of Starwood because that place is gone. That place is completely gone now. It's a big subdivision.
Yeah. The funniest part about that whole thing was, Ian was standing in front of me, and on the big screen, you see these ginormous boobs. And I could just see Ian's ears just raise up to about here where he was smiling so big.
But yeah, that was the only thing that made it kind of cool was just being kind of outside in that situation. But yeah, God damn it. Like I said, I said I wasn't going to go to the end of these last ones, and I've been to 5 now, 4, whatever it is. I'm done. I'm done. I've seen it. It's just, there's nothing new to. I mean, there's nothing to see. They get slower, and his voice gets worse, and they just keep adding more tapes, and I'm just done.
They're not tapes; they're MP3s.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they're computers. They're not.
That's right. One thing I want to bring up that has nothing to do with 2022, other than that's when we started planning it. Rockin' Pod is coming up on March the something-teenth. And we will have a link on our website pretty soon because we're going to start pimping tickets.
Yes.
Starting next week, I will have.
It was this week, wasn't it?
Let me finish.
Oh.
Starting next week's episode, I will have a code that I will pimp out for a couple of weeks. And if you use that code to buy your ticket, you get a discount on your tickets into the event. And I think those are for general admission. I don't think they count towards VIP. But once Chris releases all the official details, I will pimp the shit out of that stuff.
I think all the VIPs are sold anyway, aren't they?
They might be. I don't know.
I think
so.
Well, I think he just wanted to clarify for people
right.
for people who have already got their tickets.
Gotcha.
That can't apply that towards what's already been bought. I'm not sure. We'll find out.
GA ticket.
Yeah.
General admission, but still fun. Still worth it.
Now, what were you getting ready to say before I interrupted you, Bill?
Oh, I was going to say, do you guys have any episodes from this past year do we know how many episodes we did?
I didn't do that
more
research.
Than 20.
I didn't do that research. I wish I would have. Here I can tell. I can count them up.
No, that's okay. I just.
I would say probably 45.
I don't know.
That's just I
went through the list.
Kind of an average.
You guys
guess.
talk, and before the end of the show, I'll have that for you. I'll have that.
And take us out of here.
Favorite episodes of the year. All the episodes that I was on, they're all my favorite.
I wasn't on all of them.
Well, that's weird because my favorite episodes were the one where we had Josie Scott and the one where we had Kent Hilly.
Oh, I almost brought up the Rachel Lipsky episode.
Okay, so our first episode this year was January 6th. It was our year in review, and it was episode 292. Do some math.
Well, 292 and 334.
334.
But of course, if you add the Rachel Lipsky, I just made that a mini-sode since it was just a few minutes.
So 43.
I was close with my 45 guess.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through now, and I want to see which one was my favorite. I'm just looking at.
So ones that I'll just read some ones that stood out to me when I looked through it was episode 2. These are not in any order because I kind of went back and did them, but episode 293, we did 10 songs that we cranked to.
I like that one.
Everybody Scott on, not crank up louder to 10, just so we're clear about that. That I thought was a really good episode. Episode 300 was on March 24th, which was pretty cool. Our 300th episode.
Did we have a specific topic or just that it was 300 episodes?
I think it was just that it was our 300th
this
episode.
This is how much I pay attention to I'm doing.
it goes, you do the episode and you got to move on.
Yep.
That's why you have to go back, and that's why I'm glad we have it on Facebook or on the agesofrock.com. That's very helpful. The Terry McBride episode for me was pretty cool just because it was somebody that wasn't somebody would normally be on our podcast.
Right.
And his history with blues and all that kind of stuff. And, being at Peter Frampton's, recording at Peter Frampton's place in Nashville was pretty cool. I thought the Jason Herndon interview, which was 307 with the Kiss My Wax thing, learning more about how those whole things come together, and
that was one of mine too. I like to hear about records, and
that was pretty cool.
A lot of inside information about records, so we learned a lot from that. I like that one too.
I always think the Flip episodes are funny. I don't only because we just say one word and he just goes off, and you just 30 minutes later you're done.
Bryn is hilarious. So I had mine down. So as we're going through yours, 307 was one of my favorites. 310, Bryn. When Bryn's on, I'm laughing for a whole hour. I mean, it's
I laugh to a point, and then after that, it's kind of like, okay,
it's still funny.
Yep. And then the stadium tour one I thought was pretty cool because we had a variety. That was, to me, was a really good episode. We had a lot of variety of people giving input about what they thought, about the show, stuff like that. I did really like the Josie Scott one. I thought that went really well. And for me, it was somebody that I've always wanted to have on the show, but never thought we'd get. So,
well, also, Josie did a good job of, you would say something and he just took off, and those are always my favorite guests. Any guest that can, carry the show and you not have to drag information out of them or, ask a question and you get yes, no. And we have been really fortunate that we've only had that in the 5.5 years we've been doing this. We've only had a couple of guests that were like, why did we do this?
Yep. Not very often.
Very, very few times. I can't even go back that. I mean,
yeah. Don Jameson, the episode 3, which was 322.
322.
That was just funny.
He's right out the gate busting Alan's balls. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah, it was funny. And then I did like the Kent Hilly interview I did with him from Perfect Plan. I thought that went really well. Somebody that we've never really heard of, and some music that I got turned on to, which is pretty cool.
Right.
And then actually I thought the Triple Threat episode was pretty cool. I went back and listened to a little bit of that, and we did a pretty good job of staying on topic, which was a little strange and odd for us. But I thought that was a pretty good episode too. So I picked up, 10 or so that were not too bad. I mean, the rest of them are fine. It's not that. It's just
just
one of my favorites.
Mine, like I said, mine 307. Jason Herndon was, of course, we talked about that. 310. Brian, Bren. I love Bren. 316 was Robert Anthony Robinson.
Yeah,
he was a guy that I didn't know anything about, knew nothing about his band, and it's a band that I still listen to quite a bit. I mean, I'll pull it up on the garage out there and listen to it. I like their music. Can't wait to see what comes out from them.
Yeah, he was another one of those that you just say something and he took off.
His whole band was funny. I mean, those guys, once they figured out how to work a microphone.
Yeah, we was hearing them for a while, yeah. And actually, it's kind of funny because I posted something. He follows it. I don't know if he follows you guys on Facebook or not, but he'll post stuff on your page every now and then. If you post something that he does look at it, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
There's a couple of those guys that do that, and others that we don't, and they have. Yeah, I get it, but.
Yeah, 322, of course, Don Jameson. He's hilarious. He's a nice guy too, sweetheart. And then of course 327. We just recently had Todd on, Todd Howarth, and I think I'm a fanboy, and still loving his CDs, and follow him on Facebook. He's just an all around cool guy too. And
we need to get John Regan back on the show.
Actually, we need to do. I noticed lately he's been posting more. I was kind of worried about him because he's had to cancel a lot of stuff and hadn't been able to travel because of health reasons. And I know Todd doesn't really, he doesn't come out and say, he's been sick and not really doing. And recently he's been posting a lot on Facebook. So I'm glad to see him being social. So hopefully he's
on the mend.
I'm hopefully he's on the mend. But we need, matter of fact, I can reach out to him because, I sent him a pizza oven here a couple years ago, and he was always, and if you need anything, let me know.
Yeah, get him on the show and ask him
if he ever used the pizza oven.
Detailed notes of what you cooked in this pizza oven.
Yeah,
did you even take it out of the box?
Let's say I sold it.
No, yeah, thank you. I sold it on eBay.
Yep,
that's what I was getting ready to say.
But no, I do like John. So yeah, we'll have to get. And anybody has any ideas of people you'd like to see us get on this year? Send us a message, and we'll try to do what we can.
And please be reasonable, because Gene and Paul is not going to come on our show.
Vince Neil is not coming on our show.
Well, I would have Vince Neil.
We can entice him with some food, though. We send him a food box. here's a bunch of bologna. We'll send you some of this.
Damn.
What is that? What's that shit called?
Send him a McDonald's gift card. I heard he liked
a Pepperidge Farm box of meat.
Oh my gosh!
Anyway.
That sounds like a pretty good place to take this out.
I think you're right. I think when you start talking about Pepperidge Farm's boxes of meat, we should probably move on.
But anyway, we do like your suggestions for either topics and or guests.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Anything you want to see us do or whatever,
or you want us to stop doing.
Yeah, the show.
That's fun. That would be funny.
But we do have some. Yeah. We do have some topics coming up and some good stuff coming up. And
Dennis is lying. We have no plans for anything after
this. We have one plan. Remember, we've talked about this.
We don't have a plan.
We'll talk about it after the show.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year to you all. Visit agesofrock.com. Check out past episodes and social media links. And until next time, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.